In the past, I've made several videos arguing that certain levels need to be rated, and that others need to be unrated. But why do star ratings even matter? This video is a response to a notion that other YouTubers have, a notion that it doesn't matter which levels get rated. I'm going to go over their arguments and explain why star ratings are far more important than you might think. Let's begin.
Stop to yourself and think, why should I care? The short answer is, there is no reason to care. None. Zero. Null.
The YouTubers I've mentioned have repeatedly understated the impact of a rated level to make the issue seem minuscule. They all make arguments like, a level getting rated doesn't affect anyone besides the creator. All it does is allow people to collect stars for beating it and increase a worthless stat on their profile.
It literally doesn't make a difference to me that this is rated. All that it means is that the little number next to the hammer on Alcatraz's profile goes up by 1. That's all it means, and that people can get stars from this level. It doesn't mean that this level is going to get loads of attention.
This argument is wrong, but we'll circle back to it later in the video. For now, there are more things I need to address. Vortrox and Wulzy also state that the only reason why anyone is against the rating of certain levels is that they're jealous of the creators and upset that their own levels aren't getting attention. And to that I say, yeah, they are jealous, and they have good reason to be.
The whole issue is that people are jealous of this getting rated. It's all fueled by jealousy. It's all from people who are jealous that they don't have creator points or they don't have attention on their levels.
My first problem with this is that they're generalizing everyone who thinks that the rate standards are flawed into the same category. They seem to believe that all opposition to any level being rated comes from a place of jealousy. But there are plenty of people whose hatred towards the rating system has nothing to do with jealousy. For example, I'm making this video criticizing RobTop's standards, and I don't consider a single one of my creations to be rate-worthy. Secondly, for people who are jealous, Wulzy keeps talking about how jealous they are as if it somehow invalidates their concerns. But it doesn't. RobTop seemingly has all the time in the world to rate shitty old impossible levels and random crap like this, but can't rate levels that actually deserve it? Unnoticed creators have a genuine grievance, and Wulzy is brushing all of that aside by saying, oh, you're only mad because your levels aren't good enough to get rated. Look, I get that the main point of these videos is don't send hate towards the creators, and I agree with that. Most of the levels were probably built for fun, and the people who built them had nothing to do with them getting rated. Don't take this video as me justifying sending hate to people for the levels they make. That is something that I will never condone, which I think I outlined pretty well in my video about Lunar Demise. My qualms with their videos don't stem from that. They stem from the fact that they both downplay how unfair the rating system is. And they both claim that this is a non-issue because of the mod system. That all you have to do is send your levels to a moderator and they'll be featured, no problem.
And they hate to see this rated because their levels go unnoticed compared to this. But honestly, there's so many ways to go and get your level rated and noticed by mods, such as request servers, live streams that moderators do, where you can request levels. So your argument about this is completely invalid.
It's pretty easy to understand why this logic is flawed. I mean, if it were really that simple, then there wouldn't be people complaining about the rating system in the first place. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that most creators looking for their first CP already know about this tool and have spent months already trying unsuccessfully to get their levels rated using it. So you're not exactly making a groundbreaking revelation by pointing out the fact that there are over 100 mods. They do have a counter-argument for this, their counter-argument being that inability to get creator points comes from a lack of creating skill on your end and not a flaw in the system. That the rating system is perfect, and levels which slip through the cracks just aren't good enough. That people who use the mod system and still can't get rates just haven't developed the necessary skill to make rate-worthy levels.
If you're jealous because Crispy gets creator points and you don't, it's rather because you haven't built up enough creating skill quite yet, or you're just struggling with getting your levels sent by mods.
That's a pretty bold assumption to make, and also, even if a moderator like you decides that a creation is good enough, that's no guarantee of a rating. One of the mods on my Discord server has been trying to get a level featured for a long time. Over the months, it's been sent by several moderators, but despite the fact that his level was deemed rate-worthy at least 5 times, it still hasn't been touched by RobTop. The level is undeniably good enough, but the mod system has still failed it. Your entire case rests upon the belief that the mod system works, that it efficiently finds hidden talent and puts unnoticed creators on the map with their first star rates, but evidence has shown that it clearly doesn't. And now, as promised, I will circle back to the main point of this video, addressing every reasoning as to why star rates supposedly don't matter. I'm talking about assertions like, someone else's level getting rated doesn't affect you, and a level being on the featured page doesn't make it any more likely to get attention, so there's no reason to care about it. All it does is increase the number next to the hammer icon by 1 or 2 points. Why do you care so much about creator points in a $2 square game? All of these arguments are either wrong or missing the point. Jealousy towards creators who can easily get rated levels isn't about the trivial things that you think they're about. It's about things that are far more important. I'm going to explain why it matters when good levels don't get rated, and also why it matters when bad levels do. I hope this video helps you consider a different perspective on the issue of the Geometry Dash rating system. If it does, consider subscribing, as my channel offers similar value in many of my other videos, which I upload every week. Now back to why it does matter which levels get rated.
Crispy getting creator points does not affect you or anybody else. All it means is that a stat on their profile is increasing by 1 or 2 points. That's it.
As I was saying, GD's rate system serves a purpose far greater than increasing some silly numbers on your profile. It's this purpose which makes rates, features, and epic rates so valuable to creators, and is why it matters when good levels go under the radar and don't get rated. The function of star rating levels is that, when a deserving level gets featured, the Geometry Dash servers will promote it in several ways, allowing it to spread to more people, and the creator to get some recognition for their work. I'm not trying to say that a desire to be popular is the only reason why people make good levels, but the attention that they get has gotta be a major factor for most, even if they build mainly for fun. If I may talk about myself again, my YouTube channel is also currently a hobby, as I'm not monetized, nor do I plan to be in the near future. However, my motivation is still driven by the success my videos have. And if money is on the mind of creators, then getting their levels rated is especially important, as many who become famous in the community are able to turn that popularity into a career. So levels gaining traction in the GD community is a big motivator for people to make them. But how does featuring one's levels help them achieve said acclaim? First of all, the featured tab is essentially the front page of custom levels. Anyone looking for something to play will come to this tab, so getting your levels here is a surefire way for them to get more traffic. And if your level is made daily or weekly, the servers will specifically promote your level for the given time period and incentivize players to try and beat it. Finally, there's Geometry Dash's search engine. In addition to filters based on difficulty and length, there are several other options in this menu. Among them is the option to search only for featured or epic rated levels. Now, the magnitude of said promotion is contested by Wulzy, who asserts that a level being featured doesn't make it any more likely to spread in comparison with an unrated level.
So I'm currently looking for Golden Castle on the featured page. I'm on page 5 and I haven't found it yet. Alright, so I have found the level Golden Palace on page 11. Realistically, this isn't going to get any more plays.
Wulzy is trying to claim that because Golden Palace is only on page 11 of the featured tab, it shouldn't have any advantages over an unrated level. To test his hypothesis, let's do a little math. If I go to page 11 of the featured tab and record the stats of all 10 levels there, I get a mean value of over 19,000 downloads. But if I record the same sample size on page 1 of the magic tab, the average there is a mere 3,000. So by getting your level featured, you can get over 6 times as many downloads as you would otherwise, and that's being conservative. This should clearly demonstrate why it's important to make sure that as many deserving levels get rated as possible, but doesn't explain why I care so much about wanting bad levels like Zakupin Circles to not be rated. So why does it matter? Well, for starters, any time spent rating a bad level is time that could have been spent rating a good level instead. Of course, in order to make this argument, I need to address the opposite one. I read through the pinned comment on Wulzy's video, and although it was pretty hard to decipher because of all the fucking clapping emojis, I was eventually able to understand what Karma Al was trying to say. In theory, Robtop could rate as many levels as he wants to, but in reality, he's only one man, and he can't exactly be rating levels 24/7. There's just no way that Rob can comb through potentially rate-worthy levels at the same rate they're created at, so creator points, and the benefits that come with them, are indeed a finite resource, and when a bad level gets rated, it affects other people besides its creator. Let's say that despite all the time wasted rating garbage levels, your level manages to get rated anyway. Sadly, the bad levels that get rated are still going to stand in the way of your success, as while the server will promote your level, it will also be promoting levels like Exo and Thinking Space, albeit to a lesser extent if they're only star rated. Anywhere bad levels are promoted, they act as detractors, polluting the tabs they're featured in. This dilutes the quality creations and makes them harder to find, practically guaranteeing they get less downloads. And the more bad levels that get rated, the lower the standards will become, and the more bad levels that will get rated, and so on. The consequence of this is that your levels will be competing for attention with an ever-increasing number of garbage creations, decreasing the value of having a rated level. Let's call this effect geometry-inflation. If you accept my earlier premise that star ratings are a valuable resource, then you should also agree that we shouldn't go around devaluing it. But this is exactly what's happening, and it's causing quality levels to be lost in a sea of mediocrity that will only get worse over time. The rating system is garbage, and this is a much bigger issue than some YouTubers make it out to be. There are so many things that need to be fixed, but a good start would be to stop rating so many bad levels and start rating more good ones. If you'd like to see more videos about levels with questionable rates, check out my Should Blank Be Rated playlist. Let me know whether or not you think that star ratings matter, and consider subscribing for more commentary videos like this one. Thanks for watching.